Hello students, welcome to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University, Hyderabad. We have been discussing various topics in BA Sociology third semester, social issues. Today we are going to discuss one more topic in social issues is caste conflicts. You might be observed that caste conflicts occur many times. You will be observing in newspapers. Why these caste conflicts observes, and what are the nature of these caste conflicts, and what are the causes, reasons for these caste conflicts, we will try to understand in this particular lesson. Now, what exactly happens means a severe differences or attacks or violence or incidents arising between two or more caste groups in a society are called as caste conflicts. Means because two groups or two more groups of different castes, they conflict each other, sometimes it may lead to violence also. So, these kind of conflicts, it may not be sometimes physical, but sometimes it might be difference of opinion may also happen. These are difference of opinion with related to their social, economic and political factors also, they will enter into the difference of opinion. So, now let us try to understand what are the causes for this caste conflicts. Now, first one is social status or dominance. Means due to the hierarchy in the Indian society or societal system, the upper caste try to maintain their domination, their dominance always. That is, the lower caste people, particularly Dalit people, they they don't agree all the time. That is the reason this caste conflicts occurs. And the second one important is land and other economic resources. For example, if you see in rural areas, majority of the land or large pockets of land is being under the control of the upper caste community. This factor may not be accepted by the other backward class communities or Dalit communities, means the lower communities Indian society. So, this because of this, the lower communities try to have conflicts with the upper caste people. So, hence this is one of the reason for the cause of caste conflicts. And discrimination, particularly there is a discrimination, and untouchability is also one of the factor. Means because of this, particularly discrimination is there among the Dalit communities in India. So, they were according to the Varna system, they were treated as untouchables. So, they were not allowed to the temples, they were not allowed to collect the water from the ponds, they were not allowed to enter into the social functions, and they were not allowed into the hotels. These kind of caste discrimination and untouchability is prevailed, and it was prevailed hugely previously, but however it is still prevailed in some parts of the country. So, because of this, there is a greater possibility of caste conflicts in India. And political mobilization during elections, these kind of caste conflicts occur due to, because the political parties differentiate or divide the different castes and elect their own people. For that, the different caste people come into the fight or a physical attack among the their groups. This is also one of the reason. And marriages and honor killings. For example, when a lower caste person or a man marries upper caste women, there is a greater possibility of this caste conflicts. So, these are some of the reasons of the caste conflict. How to prevent? Means we have wonderful laws According to the Constitution, Article 14, we say that everyone is equal, but however, there is on ground you have these conflicts. Now, how to prevent this caste conflicts is enforcement of laws such as scheduled caste and scheduled tribes prevention and atrocities act is there. This must be implemented very strictly and mandatorily, then we can reduce the caste conflicts. And social awareness, the government and non-governmental organizations must campaign to foster the belief that all castes are equal. And one more thing is economic development, irrespective of region, irrespective of the caste, the economic development should take place with regard to employment, private sector or livelihood opportunities are given to all caste people equally, so that we can also stop or reduce or prohibit this caste conflict. And we need to also establish peace communities in areas. There are certain areas or pockets where these caste conflicts regularly pop up. So, in those areas definitely we need to establish peace communities. And now we will discuss another important topic, that is called untouchability. What is meant by untouchability? Let us try to understand. Untouchability is the biggest social evil in the Indian caste system, considering people certain sections of society as impure based on their birth and keeping them socially isolated is called untouchability. If you understand the Varna system, we have Chaturvarna system. Out of this four Varna system, there is one group of people were completely deleted from this Varna system. They were treated as untouchables or Panchama Varma. So, historically people who are now at the bottom of this hierarchy in the caste system or outside of this Varna system, they were viewed as untouchables. It was believed that they if other Varna, four Varnas touch them, they become impure. It is completely a social discrimination. It is completely a social discrimination in India. So, in Constitution, to address this, we have got Article 14, Article 17. This says this untouchability is completely abolished. So, now let us try to understand what are the forms of untouchability, particularly denial of resources, and they were not allowed to the village pond, well or public tap, and religious discrimination, not entering to the temples and festivals, and not allowing the children into education, schools, colleges, and occupations. Means the untouchables are not allowed to certain specific occupations, and boycotting, particularly boycotting, if suppose untouchables are entered to some functions, boycotting from the village or some of the forms of untouchability. Now, as I mentioned, Article 17 of Indian Constitution in fundamental rights has given untouchability is abolished, but however on ground there is a strict and serious action need to be taken. And Article 15 means it clarifies that no citizen shall be discrimination against grounds of caste, religion, race or sex. Another important act is that SC/ST Prevention of Atrocities Act in the year which was enacted in the year 1989. So, this stringent law was enacted to curb the attacks and humiliations perpetrated against Dalit communities in the name of untouchability. So, still we need to work on the ground. There are efforts made by eminent social reformers and worked against untouchability, particularly Jyotirao Phule. He worked towards the education of the downtrodden communities in this particular country. Another person, the architect of Indian Constitution, that is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, he led the self respect movement with the slogan like educate, agitate and organize. Another important and our eminent personality, and our Mahatma Gandhi also worked enormous work with regard to considerably on untouchability. He said that untouchability is a sin, referred to them as a Harijans, and made efforts to bring about change in the society. But we have a constitution and we have enough laws, but however on ground there is a great awareness, public awareness is supposed to come from the childhood level. The children would be educated that everybody is equal, and all are equal, all castes or all religions are equal, so that everyone live peacefully or with a harmonious life. Thank you.